the meeting of the Mayor and Board of Aldermen for Tuesday, July 2nd. We have a few additions to our agenda this evening. If you will add at 6C10 to accept the resignation of William Hollowell from OPD, at 6C11 to appoint an additional public defender, at 6C12 request to hire Hunter Houston as an inventory control manager for the utilities department, and at 6D3 to approve a proclamation recognizing children of the American Revolution Days, July 6th and 7th, a conference that's being held here. Actually, do you have anything else?
No, ma'am, that was it.
Okay, so with those four additions, do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Just two quick announcements for Mayor's report. We're working on the budget right now, and that is consuming all of our time. Quite a few of us, aldermen and department heads, were in Biloxi last week for the Mississippi Municipal League Conference and came back with a lot of good information. Our 4th of July Children's Parade will be at 10 a.m. and the fireworks will be at 9 p.m. And Seth Gaines asked that I announce a water day that the Oxford Park Commission is going to host on Saturday, July 13th from 10 to 4 at the Stone Park Ball Field. And with the pool construction, getting in and out of there is a bit of a challenge, so come join us for a fun water day. I would ask the board to authorize the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting on June 18th.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Ask you to authorize the approval of accounts for all city departments.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Ask you to consider the consent agenda.
Move we consider consent agenda.
Second. All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. Mizell, if you want to come up, I don't know if you were opposed for presenting. Now we'll have a public hearing for the proposed demolition of a structure located at 12 Gator Road.
I think we've done one of these before, and what I may do is just ask Jonathan some questions and run him through what I think he needs to put in the record, and then if there anybody who wants to comment on it, you can call it as a public hearing for that. Okay. Jonathan, we're here on number 12 Gator Road, a potential demolition of some of the structures on that property. Were you asked to take a look at those structures back in the late summer or fall of 2023?
Yes, that's correct.
And did you do that?
Yes.
When you looked at the structures, did you make any determination as to, well, first tell the board how that property lays out, where the structures on the property are?
Okay, this property is located at 12 Gator Road. On this property, at some point, there was a blacktop road that was paved that runs north and south right through the center of this parcel. There's currently...
Is it a city road, or is it?
No, it is not. It's not a city road. There's currently 3 structures that is on this property, 2 mobile home trailers, and 1 CMU block building.
And actually, there's a 4th structure, which is a shed, that you're not seeking demolition of. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
So as you can see within the photos, this is one of the mobile homes here that you can barely see. You actually have to walk in the backyard to actually get to really see it.
And I'll go ahead and ask this as to all of these to save a little time. When you looked at it in the fall, did you make a determination as to the 3 buildings other than the shed as to whether or not they were habitable?
Yes, I determined that they were not.
All 3 of the structures we're talking about today?
That's correct.
Okay, and talk, as you were about to start, talk about each of them and tell the board why you made the determination that they were not habitable.
Okay. All right, so this one that we're looking at on the monitors, this is the CMU block building. I mean, this is real simple. I mean, there's no way this is even habitable. As you can see, it's already starting to lean real bad. Some of the siding on the east and west side are collapsing. There's currently no power to this structure here. The tan trailer itself that is running real close to Gator Road. This one, as you see here on the monitors, It has a broken window on the back, and it was broken even back as far as when we went out there in October.
Has it been repaired?
No, it has not been repaired. I've done a visual inspection on this trailer from the outside because of not having proper PPE and because of the unsafe conditions. I was not able to get underneath the trailer. But just from looking underneath it, what I can see is all the insulation has already started falling out. The subfloor appears to already be starting to rot, collapse, come through. And then the red trailer,
While we're on that, could you make a determination whether it was safe to occupy from your exterior inspection?
no, it was not,
It was not safe?
no. And then the red mobile home trailer, I mean, there's no way anybody can live in this one. I mean, the pictures does justice in my opinion.
Did it also have broken windows?
Yes, it does, and it's hard to see from this picture, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna zoom in on it as far as I can tell. There is a door that you can tell from the left of that appeared window that's covered up. That's pieces of tin that is covering where that door opening was. And I don't know how long it's been there like that. But even going to, this is on the tan trailer, so they even have a padlock that's trying to keep this door locked.
Did you inquire into when the last utilities were provided to these buildings?
Yes, I did.
When was that?
Per the email from the city engineer back in November, it was, she checked utility usage, and it was back from 2013 was the last billed utility usage.
So none of these, so far as you can tell, have had utilities for at least 11 years?
That's correct.
All right, and did you send a letter under the city ordinance regarding your findings under International Existing Building Code regarding their condition?
Yes, I did.
And was that back in November of 2023?
That's correct.
And that letter went to the listed tax address to Mr. Robert Gator, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And did you subsequently, or about that time, realize that that Mr. Gator was no longer alive and that there were heirs?
Yes, that's correct.
Have you resent notice under state law regarding this hearing we're about today, we're here for, and the potential for a finding by the board of a need for demolition?
That's correct.
Do you remember when that letter was sent?
That letter was sent June 13th, 2024.
More than 14 days before tonight's meeting.
Yes, that's correct.
And in that letter, did you tell them that you had made findings back in November? Although I assume the recipients or all the recipients would not have received that letter, did you tell them that you made findings and that there would be a public hearing today and you would make a recommendation for demolition?
Yes, that's correct.
Have you received any response or opposition or objection or other written materials?
No, I have not.
Any phone calls?
No.
Has anyone said they'll come out and do the demolition or remove the trailers themselves?
No, they have not.
Okay. And when you sent the notice on June 13th of 2024, did you send it both to the heirs of Mr. Gator as well as the heirs of his longtime friend, all of whom have been determined to be the heirs who will inherit this property?
Yes, I did. That's correct.
Okay, and did you also send it to the lawyers that were listed in that Chancery Court heirship matter?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And just to be clear, is it your recommendation that these three structures, but not the wooden shed, be demolished and removed from the property?
That's correct.
After coming to that conclusion, have you spoken with someone who can do the demolition?
Yes, I have.
Did you seek more than one estimate?
I did.
How many did you receive?
3.
And can you tell the board what those estimates were?
The first estimate was from MC Construction for $17,500. The second estimate was from Demolition Specialists for 3 structures was $9,500. And the third estimate I received was from Southern General Contractors for $12,950.
And the lowest of those being $9,500, is that your recommendation if they determined that they should be demolished and removed?
Yes, that is my recommendation.
Okay. I think that covers it, although if there's someone in the public who wants to speak regarding it, it's a public hearing, so
Right.
you may call that.
As he noted, it's a public hearing, if there's anyone that would like to speak on this issue. All right.
With that, his recommendation is demolition and removal of those three structures as noted. I think it's Mr. Ross Boatwright's company who you have used before. He typically is the cheapest and lowest, and you've had no problem with the removals that he's done for the city in the past. So that's his recommendation. There is a provision by statute that allows us to seek recovery of fees rather than enrolling this as a lien on the property, the cost, to allow us to sue on an open account, which would allow recovery of fees. I don't recommend you take that route. Our fees aren't significant enough to make it worth doing that, and I would recommend instead that you enroll the cost of this demolition if you grant the request as a lien on the property pursuant to the state statute.
All right, so you've heard the recommendation. Is there a motion from the board or questions?
Not a question, I'd be like to make a motion that we accept and follow the direction.
All right.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Thank y'all.
And all of that needs to be in the record, actually, please. All of those documents, I think you've got them all. I think they were all in the Alderman's packets.
There they are. All right, Ed Maxwell, if you want to come up, I'm requesting permission to accept the annual report from Watkins, Ward and Stafford for the Municipal Reserve and Trust Fund for the year ended March 31st, 2024, as approved a few weeks ago by the Municipal Reserve and Trust Committee. Welcome.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
I am here, like I said, I'm a CPA with Watkins, Ward and Stafford here in Oxford, and we have prepared the financial report for the Municipal Reserve and Trust Fund for the City of Oxford for the period ended March 31st, 2024. So I'll review the report and just summarize a few highlights. The fund balance of the report grew this past year as of March 31st to $39,174,000. That was a net change in the fund balance of $3,176 for the past fiscal year. The composition of the fund, which is a required reporting element here, is composed of $1.9 million of cash, $19,598,000 of bond funds, and an approximate $17 million of equities. That totals your $39 million of fund holdings. The total unrealized gain on that fund account is $2.4 million as of the fiscal year end. The current investment income the fund generated last year was $1,499,000 of investment income. It incurred $15,530 of management and general expenses, which are legal and accounting fees, and then another $92,000 of investment fees paid to the investment manager of the fund. The net return on assets for the past year was 11.05%. The breakdown of the fees were $5,300 of accounting fees last year, $10,230 of attorney fees, and $92,000 of investment advisor fees. And the calculated maximum distributable amount is an amount equal to 3% of the fund balance, which is $39,174,000. So the maximum distributable amount calculates out to $1,175,242 eligible to distribute to the city general fund. Over the life of this trust, since inception in 2012, this the reserve and trust fund has distributed to the city $9,906,568. In summary, I guess if there are any questions, I'll field them. Or
Do y'all have any questions? We've heard this at Reserve and Trust meeting, and just so thankful with how this fund has performed and appreciate your work.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Ed.
So could I have a motion
Motion to
to
approve.
accept the?
And a second.
All right, motion and second, all in favor? Any opposed? Certainly not, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, request approval of and authorize the mayor to sign the ice rink agreement for Holly Jolly Holidays. And you have it attached to your Kenny's here if you have any questions.
And if there's a motion to grant it, could you all say subject to attorney review? We looked at one maybe last year. This one's got some choice of law issues and some other issues that we did not flag, and we need to pull those out.
Motion to approve after attorney's review.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. All right, Kelly, do you want to come up to discuss transport costs for the ARC?
Skip day.
Skip one.
Oh, I did. I'm so sorry. I wrote over that one. Sorry, Donna. Request permission to expand bus services for the Oxford University Transit System. Sorry, I was drawing on my paper. Hello. Hello.
So due to the high volume of freshmen that will be attending the university this fall, the university has had to reach out to house these students in 5 or 6 different apartment complexes within the city. And doing that, they have to get back to campus at some point on Sunday to eat. So I am asking permission if we can extend the services to cover those routes. I'm looking at 2 routes, 2 buses, 4 drivers, which looking at 12-hour routes, so 6 hours per driver, to only cover those apartment camp complexes that will be utilized. I also did put a Walmart run in there, just in case students do want to hit Walmart since we're going by it. The cost for this I will send back to the university, so it will not be a cost to the city, being that it is solely university usage of the buses. I am only doing these the apartment complexes. I feel sure that when they start seeing buses running on Sunday, that we're going to be hit to do other things, but we will look at that next summer. So we were only just going to stay within what we have.
As many cars as we can keep off the road and keep them riding buses to campus and back, Walmart and back, we're happy.
So,
Motion made to
I
approve.
agree.
All right.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you, Donna. All right, Kelly, sorry. Now we're going to discuss transport costs.
So due to the capacity issues that we are facing over the past few months, we're requesting a blanket approval for the transport costs until the end of this fiscal year. We're expecting to move 25 in August and 25 in September. It's really hard to tell sometimes when the transport is going to happen, so we have not been able to get the checks ready in time. So either I've been having to be reimbursed or somebody has been having to be reimbursed. So we were looking for a blanket approval for $5,000.
And just to kind of add to that, the lady Mary who does it for us, who does the transports for us.
She's already done a reduced rate for us. We've got an excellent partnership with her. She transports them to the New Jersey coast. She usually transports for other people or other rescues for $200, and she does ours for $100 a dog. So,
And she
And
asked,
she's
and
actually-
she
yes.
wants her money up front so she can go prepare and buy things and get things ready. So it has been kind of a logistics issue getting her taken care of to take care of us.
Move we approve.
we've done 72 with her since April 22nd. So,
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you, Kelly. Request permission to approve a parade assembly permit for the Oxford Square Alliance to host the annual sidewalk sale on July 12th and 13th from 9 a.m. to 5:30. This has been an annual event. Is there a
Motion made to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you.
Actually, I recused for the record.
Sorry, I went too
You
fast.
give you choice.
Second reading and public hearing of a proposed ordinance amending the land development code to establish a housing accelerator overlay district, case 3098. Ken?
Yes, ma'am. I don't really have anything to add from what was in the staff report in my prior presentation, other than we have not received any public comment at this point.
as this is a second reading and public hearing, does anyone on the board have questions for Ben? Is there anyone from the public that wishes to speak? Janice? We're glad to see your face in here. Glad to be here.
Thanks. My name is Janice Antonow, and I'm here representing the Affordable Housing Commission. I want to start off by saying that we work hard every day to try to find solutions to the problem of affordable housing. And every day that we work, the situation is getting worse. I think you all know that. The rents are going up, there are fewer houses available, and the population is increasing, both the student population and the general population. So it's a serious situation. So for that reason, I'm here to ask you to support this overlay that the Planning Commission has proposed, the Housing Accelerator overlay. The wish of the commission is that somebody will develop it as affordable housing with the smaller lots, more affordable utilities because the lots are smaller. And if they take advantage of what's in place now as far as city ordinances, in addition, they would get development fees reduced and tree mitigation and site restoration bond, breaks, which would be wonderful for a developer. But even if they don't, and we understand that this overlay is optional, even if they don't, with the smaller lots and the more affordable utilities, because of the smaller lots, these houses should be more affordable than what's on the market now. So hopefully somebody will take advantage of this. And on behalf of the commission, I hope that you all will approve this.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you all.
Love you back. We love you back and we miss you. All right. Any questions or comments from the board?
There are no guarantees, but I think this is the most and the best option we can do. I mean, we can only do what we can do. We can't tell somebody they have to build affordable housing, but I think any encouragement in this type of arena and providing this overlay is a good idea and a good step.
And I also think it's a good idea.
And I move that, unless there are more comments, I would move, second reading, I'd move that we vote. And I'll move to approve.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Great, thank you. All right, second reading and public hearing of a proposed zoning map amendment for the Housing Accelerator Overlay District, case 3099 for property west of George G. Patterson Parkways. And you see the PPINs listed.
And so this would apply the overlay to this particular area. Have nothing really else to add other than we have not received any public comment on this.
Perfect spot. Any questions, or is there any public comment regarding this specific rezoning? All right.
I'll make the motion that we accept.
All right.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Great, thank you. I think it's a step in the right direction. All right, Mr. Levy, consider an easement for Northeast Power for the Trade Park.
This easement request is for power for the proposed ice skating rink on the north side of the IPF. And there's a map that shows the existing cabinet and the 10-foot wide easement that Northeast Power is requesting that this board agrees to set a new transformer in the island. And then our contractor will run power from that island around the back to the chiller for the ice skating, the proposed ice skating rink right there on the southeast part of the parking lot.
Motion made to approve. Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. Thanks, Mark. Request permission to advertise for bids for upgrades to the College Hill lift station. John?
Yes, since we opened the new lift station at M-Trade Park a few years ago, this lift station has outdated. It runs consistently and it's heavy on maintenance. So This is hopefully around a $500,000 project to all new pumps, all new electrical, and set it up for years in the future.
Motion made. Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Ask the board to consider an executive session.
Move to consider executive session.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? The board will now consider an executive session.
What do we have to do?
We have to adjourn session.
This meeting is no longer being recorded. This meeting is no longer being transmitted.